Hi, in this lecture we are going to cover the another microprocessor belongs to Intel family, that is 80486. In this we are going to discuss the introduction, features and its architecture. So first is introduction. It is a belongs to fourth generation. It is a 32-bit processor. It is generated, that is advanced version of 386. It has a different operating frequency according to the version, that is 35, 33, 50, 60, 66 and 100 megahertz. The the processor which work on the 50 megahertz execute the 40 million instruction per second. The instruction set is compatible to the Intel 386. The 486 again it has a two different version. One is the DX and another is the SX. It is a differentiable according to the how many words. There is a double words and single. D stand for double, S for single. It has a key features of power management and system management. It will support the double clocking and triple clocking technology. This technology is introduced in the higher versions. The pipelining, it has a tightly coupled pipelining architecture, which allows the simple instruction also complete in only single cycle. With few added instruction, it become the 486. Otherwise, the remaining functional blocks are same as the 386. These are some features. It is a 32-bit microprocessor. That is a 32-bit data bus as well as ALU can perform the 32-bit operation at a time. It has the same 32-bit address bus. So due to this, it can address up to 2 raised to number of address buses. There is a 4 GB of physical memory address, and using virtual memory concept, it can address up to 1 terabytes. It is the first microprocessor which has an inbuilt floating point coprocessor, and which is 3 times faster than the 386 and the coprocessor of 387. It is the first microprocessor which introduced the concept of cache memory for the faster operation, and it has 8 bytes of cache memory inbuilt. So due to the increasing the functionality, the number of pins also increase, and it has a 160 pins, and it is available in the pin grid array package form. It also sends support like a 386. It will support the three different modes operating. It has a three different operating modes. That is a real, protective, and virtual 8086. It is also called as the V8086 mode. It has a one more feature is introduced, that is called as the checking the error. It contains the parity generator and checker in order to implement the Faraday detection and generation for memory read and memory write purpose. So this is the simplified block diagram of 80486. The blocks are same. It is the same as the 386. Only these two blocks are different. That is a floating point unit and catching unit. Remaining blocks are same as 386. So here I am not going to explain the each and every block in detail, but just give the overview of the uh, processor. Those who want to read the more, watch my the previous video, which is related to the architecture of 80386. So apart from these two blocks, remaining parts are same related to the architecture of 486, which is available in the 386. So we are discussing one by one, just point wise. The first point I have written already, that is architecture of 4 is same as the 386 with the addition of the only two blocks, that is a cache memory and floating point coprocessor, that is a floating point unit. So first we already know that those who already seen my the previous video related to 386, that is related to architecture, those easily understand the bus interface unit. It can generate the address data control signals for the bus cycle. It can also support for additionally parity generator and checker for memory read and memory write operation. Uh, how how it can be check this? So if initially it will generate the even parity when it will send the data, that is write the data and store this parity bits into the memory bank. During the read cycle, 486 generate the parity bits and compare those bits according to the read data, and it will compare which is already stored while during the write cycle into the DP0 to DP3, and if they are the same then there is no error. If these bits are different, then there is a error during the transmission. In this way this block is used, and this is the functions of bus interface unit. The instruction fetch unit, it fetches the instruction bytes in advance and store them into the 32 bytes code queue. Instruction decoder, it decodes the instruction taken from the code queue and pass them to the control and protection test unit. Protection test unit checks the segment violation under the software control with the help of small scope. Execution unit execute the instruction with the help of 64-bit barrel shifter, ALU and bank registers. Another floating point unit, it is responsible to perform the floating point operation, either it is 32 or 64. It has the inbuilt math coprocessor to perform this. It executes the math instruction 3 times faster than the 386 and 387 coprocessor, or might be the combination. Segmentation unit, this is the part of the memory management unit. It will divide your physical memory into the different size and translate the logical address into the linear address. Similarly, the paging unit divide the physical memory into the equal size of the pages and translate the linear address into the physical. It is also used to manage the virtual memory for large programs and also help the generation of the physical address. These units perform the same function that they perform in the 386. Cache, it has an 8-bit cache code as well as the data. Due to this, the overall performance of the processor is increased. The cache contains the recently used instruction as well as data, or it might be both. So main aim is to implement the cache unit is that CPU access the code and data in a cache most of the time, instead of it goes to the main memory and then implement it. This is I want to tell you with this lecture. So this is the little bit exercise for you. You have to list the similarities and difference between the 80286, 386, 486 by studying the feature as well as the architecture of Intel family microprocessor. Thank you.